Full pound of original U.S. silver dollar coins featuring Lady Liberty and the heraldic eagle, never to be struck again. Guaranteed. Call now to secure original United States silver eagles by the pound. The first U.S. silver dollars ever to be struck in 99.9% pure silver. Plus, receive a free bonus, an American Collector's Pack valued at over $40 and free shipping with every order. Call 1-800-560-6468 now to secure your full pound bag of United States silver eagle coins before they are gone. That's 1-800-560-6468.
You can hear us?
Peekaboo.
Can you hear the commercial playing? You hear the commercial playing? Okay.
Come on.
I was thinking, you're making me nervous there. Is your headphones working,
He's
right?
still not
Yours
smiling.
working. Yours working.
Maybe he's not a
All right.
smiler.
Yours is working, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
All
he's
right.
just not a happy baby.
You gotta share with him
Maybe
now. You
he's
gotta be
just
able to hear
being
too
a
now.
boy. You know how boys
Just
are.
use.
Or maybe
make
he's
it. Use one
teething.
hand. There you
Oh,
go.
poor
Just
baby.
flip it
I
around.
think his
Flip
gums
it.
hurt.
Flip it.
Maybe he's just tired.
Or maybe his tummy hurts. He didn't eat
I mean,
that
you do
much.
like that, or
Maybe
flip it,
he's
or
not
flip it
ticklish.
like
You
this.
think
That way you can be
maybe
like
he's
just hold
scared
like
of the
that.
dog?
Easy to hold.
Maybe he'll outgrow it. Maybe it's a phase. Maybe he just doesn't like smiling.
No.
Maybe he has autism.
No. Yeah, turn your
We
pieces
can
out.
definitely do something to help.
All right. And now,
Maybe
or
is
that,
all
or,
you
or
need to
flip it
find
like this,
out
make it
more
easier.
about
You hold
autism.
like this.
No big,
I mean, you'd be
joyful
like this.
smiles by 6
There you
months
go.
is one early
There
sign.
you go.
Learn the others
All
at
right.
autismspeaks.org
Easier than running full
/signs,
court press,
or see a
right?
doctor today for an autism screening. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better. And it can make a lifetime of difference. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
News and weather this hour is brought to you by BG Tire on Talk 104 and 93 WKCT Bowling Green.
You're listening to Sports Talk, presented by Greenwood Ford.
It is Wednesday night. Welcome to Sports Talk, live on Talk 104 and 93 BKCT, presented by Greenwood Ford. Wow, another Wednesday night here in the Palatial Estate Studios of Talk 104, 93 BKCT. Don't forget, we are also streaming the show live on our Facebook page too as well. All right, I am Brian Davis from the Franklin Ferret newspaper. Cole Scott is at WKU. They're taking on Liberty tonight at EA Doodle Arena. So we got once again from the Sporting Times. Doing it for Cole tonight, we have Joe Brunk, and this time we have Tyler Fernandez, correct?
Yeah, I don't know why I wave with two hands every time I come on this show, Davis, but for some reason I go two-hand wave. Hi, everybody. Jazz hands. Here we are.
Yeah, do you do that for your broadcast, Joe?
I don't know.
I hope not.
I'm like Ricky Bobby. I don't know what to do with my hands. All right.
All right. And welcome to the show, Tyler. Welcome back.
Appreciate it. Thank y'all for having me.
All right, good deal. Let's first off plug Sporting Times. And, of course, with the weather, your game's been moved up to tomorrow night, correct?
Yeah, so instead of Friday, we'll be live in two places tomorrow night. We've got 14th District action happening. I'll be on the call for Bowling Green, Warren Central, doubleheader. We'll cover both the boys and the girls for that. And, Tyler, you're on the call on the other side with Greenwood and South Warren. So we'll be over taking care of both the games over there as well. So you can catch it on our website, stfanclub.com, and our app, which you can catch on your Roku device or the Amazon Fire Stick. All that stuff, all for free. And, those are all the places. Yeah.
Sounds good.
There we go.
4 intriguing games on a special Thursday night.
On Thursday night.
Yeah, because of the weather. Unbelievable. We got to start with this. I mean, this is, when I heard this, I just shook my head of all the things, number one.
What's your favorite person?
It's
number one.
Yeah, he's on the list.
He's up there.
JT the Hut is on the list. He is definitely on the list. So now KHSAA is now proposing in the second round of the playoffs to use the RPI to seed teams in the second round of the playoffs.
It's a thought.
Yeah.
It's certainly a thought.
Okay, shouldn't the focus be to fix the RPI to make sure it actually works?
That would be ideal. I don't know how you necessarily fix it, to be honest.
Well,
It's something that they need to work on, though, and so to be pushing it even more into the playoff picture seems a little hasty.
It is hasty. It is,
and it seems to. Honestly, I think it kind of takes away from what they were trying to do to begin with, which was trying to limit the travel. When you have the in-region matchups, that keeps travel kind of limited in those first and second rounds, which is kind of what they said they wanted to do. It would have made for some if they'd done that this year. It depends on how they seeded it. Do they do it by the half of the state like they do in the third round? Like once you reach the third round RPI, they do it by like what half of the state you're in. If they did it by region, it would have looked one way. I was looking at what it would have looked like in 5A, particularly in Bowling Green, because that's my I wear purple colored glasses.
Right. You call the games for Bowling Green. You
so
did. Right.
Here's the thing: if it would have been like by half of the state, you actually would have had Bowling Green and Greenwood playing in the second round, because Apollo was ranked ahead of Bowling Green in RPI.
Right.
Think about that for a second. Apollo was ranked ahead of Bowling Green and Greenwood in RPI.
They were.
That shows you that it's broken.
Yes.
That shows you that it's broken, and maybe we shouldn't use it to determine who's playing where in football playoffs.
I just feel like he just probably ate a box of Pop-Tarts and came with an idea one day. He's like, oh, my goodness. I mean, I don't know. RPI, I mean, it's not even fixed. I mean, it doesn't even measure out-of-state teams. And in basketball, I'm sure with you guys as well, with Barron County Trojans will be our guest coming up here shortly. In baseball and softball, in these tournaments, you're going to play out-of-state teams.
Yeah. Well, the RPI really doesn't come into play in any other sport. Football is the only one that actually uses RPI for any type of factor of anything else.
Well,
like all the other sports, it's just for information purposes.
Well, tiebreakers, though, too, remember. If there's a tie in the district,
some do.
then,
I don't think it's everywhere, but some do use it. Yeah.
Yeah, breaks the tie. That's usually the case these days now. So I don't know what's going on up there. Do you want to run for commissioner of the KHSAA?
Do I want to work for him?
Do you want to be the commissioner?
Do I want to be the commissioner? I mean,
I think we can give better ideas than
maybe.
this.
I don't know. It seems like they're woefully understaffed for all the stuff that they're trying to do. So I don't know if I want to step into that necessarily. So I'll let them do their thing, and I can stick with what I do best, which is talk about stuff, and not have repercussions for it.
Did you just say because of that he doesn't travel? Is that what you're saying?
What?
Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying
I think
I
you just
don't
did.
want to do what he does because I'd rather do what I do.
I think you just did.
I don't need repercussions, Davis.
Yeah, I don't need it either. I mean, I'm good with doing what I'm doing. All right. I mean, Joe and I are here. We're here to talk sports and have a grand old time.
A grand old time.
But I think we can come up with better ideas than that. I think we could.
Let's do that one day on the show, Davis. Whenever it slows down a little bit over the summer or something, we'll sit back and we'll have an idea sesh on air. How about that?
Yeah, that'd be great. Basketball wise, let's see. Wow, man. Friday night in Owensboro, Avery Morris, 54. Yeah. 54. Yeah. My goodness.
She is having an incredible season. I mean, that's the thing is she's kind of taken that ACS team and kind of put them on her back and carrying them to be quite a foe. Like this fourth region on the girls' side, you can make the case for a lot of different teams to make a run through that region and come out on top and head to Lexington. And ACS is firmly in that picture because of Avery Morris. She showed it throughout the 2A tournament here locally. She showed it up there at Owensboro. She can play well on the big stage. And that's what's going to make them dangerous when they get to Diddle.
It's going to make them dangerous. It is. And by the way, on the after party, first off, our guests tonight, we have the Barron County Trojans coming up the next segment. Then the Trojan Nets will be joining us after that. And then the after party, we're going to have the Glasgow Scotties join us as well, too. I got a gripe about that because the 2A tournament scheduling, again, no common sense.
None. Well, and that one's not KHAA. 2A
is its own beast.
And unfortunately, when you have a tournament that's in the middle of the season and you have to accommodate for it, right? You end up having to shift some stuff around, and that's the thing. It's like, unfortunately, we don't take the time at the beginning of the year and being like, okay, like this week, if you're playing in the 2A, let's schedule 2A games, right? We don't do that right now. So it becomes, all right, well, if you're playing in the 2A, if you keep winning, you're going to have to shift some stuff around. This has been a battle since time began in basketball in Kentucky. All A Classic, all A teams are in the same boat, right? If you keep winning all A, you got to have to shift your schedule around a bit.
Well, I mean, what I'm getting to is, we'll talk to Coach Stockton about this too as well. Cal played at 10:30 in the morning. Yeah. Glasgow played 10 o'clock at night. Yeah. You turn around and play again at 4 o'clock.
Now, that tournament, that's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
That's clear and easy to fix because you can just be like, all right, these two, that side of the bracket, they play back-to-back in one day, then they'll play each other the next day. Like, that's pretty simple to fix. I don't understand who was at the wheel of making that bracket.
I don't either.
But yeah, we can talk about that with those guys because I'm sure they weren't a fan of it either.
Yeah, I'm sure they won't either. All right. We're going to take a break, so hopefully you're ready to play some commercials back there too as well. But like I said, coming up next, we got Coach Warren Cunningham, Berrien County Trojans, will be joining us. After that, the Berrien County Trojanettes with head coach Piper Lindsay. And then the after party, be the Glasgow Scotties with head coach Brandon Stockton. So are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. That's Joe Brunk. It's Tyler Fernandez. Steve the intern back there too as well. I'm Brian Davis. It's Sports Talk live here on Talk 104, 930 KCT, presented by Greenwood Ford.
Looking for a new or pre-owned vehicle? Look no further than Greenwood Ford Lincoln. With over 400 new and pre-owned vehicles, there's something for everyone. Greenwood Ford Lincoln is Kentucky's #1 certified Blue Oval Advantage dealership in the Memphis region. As a proud member of the Renshaw Automotive Group, we offer the best in selection and service around. Shop online anytime at greenwoodfordbowlinggreen.com or visit us at Greenwood Ford Lincoln in Bowling Green, your destination for quality vehicles.
Ever wonder why buying a mattress seems so complicated? Shouldn't it be as easy as a good night's sleep? At Hills Mattress and More, it is. We offer top quality mattresses, furniture, and appliances with easy financing and delivery. No credit needed and proudly made in the USA. Visit us at 2539 Mount Victor Lane, Suite 2 in Bowling Green. Get comfort without the hassle. Learn more at hillsmattressmore.com.
Chevrolet is America's fastest growing full-line brand of vehicles. Save big on your next Chevy at the area's fastest growing dealership, Campbell Chevrolet in Bowling Green, providing the fastest and most trouble-free buying experience with their no haggle, no hassle pricing. You'll also find a great selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. Plus, Campbell will give you top dollar for your trade-in, whether you buy from them or not. Stop in, call, or visit CampbellChevrolet.com. Make it easy. Make it Campbell.
Sports Talk live on Talk 104, 930 KCT, presented by Greenwood Ford. And of course, we are in high def and high res on our Facebook page as well too at Talk 104, 930 KCT. All right, let's bring our guests. It is the Berrien County Trojans and head coach Warren Cunningham and his players. Good evening, Coach.
Hey, good evening. Thanks for having us.
All right, who you bring with you tonight, Coach?
Well, I've got 4 of our 5 seniors: Cade Hardy, Jackson Bird, Gavin Nunn, Cameron Pippin, and Ben Blackburn is also a senior with us, and he's had some health issues and hasn't played since back early in the season, so he was unable to be with us tonight, but got 4 of the 5 here.
All right, sounds great.
Yep. I mean, Davis, I figured you just have the first question to get him actually talking.
Well,
you know?
I'm trying to give you equal time. I'm give you equal time here. All right. Coach, talk about the season so far.
Well, we're just a little bit past the halfway point of our season, and as all seasons, you have some ups and downs, and I felt like we were playing pretty well early and went through a tough stretch a couple weeks ago, and we finally got back on the winning side Monday night at Campbellsville, so we're 10-8 right now, and got another district game. You know, we're kind of in the middle of the district season where we've played everybody once and getting ready to start them on round 2 here on Friday night. We go across town to Glasgow, so got a big district game Friday night. So we've had a good season, and you know, obviously at this point you're trying to try to clean up things and fine tune things for the home stretch.
Yeah, Coach, kind of talk to us about the game against Campbellsville, because I know you guys coming into that game were on a 6-game losing streak, and you guys were able to find a way to get that double overtime win. You know, sometimes when you're on streaks like this, you know, it's always important, you know, to try to get that one win, to try to build some confidence. But how impressed were you of the team just for staying resilient in that game and then ultimately coming out on top with the win?
Yeah, I think it was critical. When you get in a little bit of a funk like that, sometimes it's hard to get out of it, and you forget some things that you did well back earlier in the season. Some of it was, you know, we played some really good teams there during that stretch, and then even in some of the other games, we had chances in the fourth quarter that we just didn't take advantage of some situations, and we didn't make some plays when we really needed to in that stretch. And you know, our guys were discouraged. I think all of us were a little bit, but a lot of credit to them. They continue to work hard and have great attitude, and it was really important to just to get a win. And we had a lead Monday night at Campbellsville. We kind of coughed it up, and we're kind of got ourselves in a little bit of trouble there. Ended up making some plays in the double overtime, and we just, you know, ultimately we needed to come out there with the win, and I was really proud of our team just to, like you said, get some confidence and get back on the winning side of things.
for the players going through a streak like that, how mentally frustrating was that?
I would say it was pretty frustrating because, there's some games in there where you're not playing great, but you're still in the game. You still have a chance that you could pull it out, and then you have a couple mental mistakes that kind of get you down a little bit, and then everyone body language drops a little bit, and it just kind of runs away from you from there. But it's all about going to practice the next day and just trying to fix it, staying positive, because we know we got the guys on our team that can get wins and beat good teams and compete with other teams. So just trying to stay positive every day in practice.
Yeah, like Kate said, it's very discouraging. You definitely get into your head a little bit, and but especially when you got really close games where it comes down to a play or two or a minute or so stretch, and it gets away from you. But all around the team and the guys, we've kept a level head. We've come into practice the next day ready to work, and I think that's what's helped us. And each game, no matter the outcome, we've come in, we've been resilient. We've come in and some pretty good teams. We put up fights and stuff, but ultimately the win against Campbellsville is very refreshing, lift off the shoulders. But we're looking forward to the next one, especially Friday night, big game. But I think we're ready to work, and it's definitely moving forward here.
I think it's just really frustrating, and when we get down and lose a bunch of games, it just kind of hurts everybody on the team, and no one likes losing. We all like to win. And you just, like Kate said, we just got to get back in the gym the next day and be better and lift each other up.
It was pretty frustrating, and I think that once you get that first win, it really helps a lot. But you can really tell by the energy in the locker room, like the guys, they're just down on themselves, and yeah, it's just really hard.
For the players, what over this, these last couple of weeks and this losing streak that you guys have gone on, what have you learned about yourselves and about your team that you're going to be able to apply to the rest of the season? Because, another streak like that's going to be pretty detrimental to the season. How do you avoid that going forward? But what have you learned about yourselves to hopefully get some more wins under that belt?
I think we've learned the most that the game's 32 minutes, and if you don't execute and play hard for all 32 minutes, 2 minutes it can get away from you really fast, as it happened at Campbellsville. Got a couple little bad stretch there towards the end. It kind of just got away from us, and they got back in the game. So just staying focused and competing for all 32 minutes is really important.
I think one of the biggest things was the confidence. I think that a lot of us in that little stretch we're hesitant with the ball. We look first to pass. We weren't scoring a lot, but I think going into Campbellsville, we picked up the tempo a little bit. We were taking more shots. We were attacking boards. Just the overall energy of the team was different when we were like, hey, we need to flip this around. Something needs to change. And I think the confidence from here on will help us like we had earlier in the season, and just the mental mistakes that we can eliminate and just get back into the game level-headed.
I think concentration is probably a good word to put it as for 32 plus, because when you get down on yourself, when one person gets down on themselves, mostly everybody gets down on themselves, and we need everybody to pick each other up and just move on to the next play.
I think we all realize that it can't just be one player that plays good. I think we're at our best, and we can beat anybody when everybody contributes and just has a good quality game.
Coach, obviously during that kind of stretch, you got to be positive to keep the guys' morale up. That way, you won't fall off the rails in case,
Yeah, you do. There has to be some positivity. There has to be some teaching moments as well. And sometimes those things aren't always positive. When you go back and watch film,
right.
There's a positive aspect to it in terms of, hey, these are some things that we do well, and we've got to do more of those. But there's also a part of that they've got to see, hey, where the breakdowns are happening and what are we doing that's costing us in these games. So we've done some of both, but I do think that the last day, I guess Sunday, we came in after we lost to Portland on Saturday, and our guys were really down, and everybody was. Because we spend a lot of time, we work hard like everybody does, and when you don't have the results that you want, I think you find out a lot about yourself as a coach and as players and everybody, because you learn a lot in those moments. But there was, Sunday's practice was more about, hey, let's have some positivity, let's feel good, and let's work. Let's just get back to work here. Let's not worry about anything else. Let's just play the game we love, and have fun doing it, and play hard for each other. And I thought our guys did a great job of that.
Coach, you guys got a big one coming up on Friday. In fact, you got 2 district games in the span of about 4 days. You got Glasgow at Glasgow and then taking on Allen County, Scottsville. But, first for Glasgow, obviously last time they came into y'all's building and won the game in overtime. So what's been the preparation like for you and the team going into the game against a really good Glasgow team that put up a really good fight last night against Warren Central?
Yeah, they've got a really good team. They've got size, they've got athleticism, and they've got they can hurt you in different ways. Bradley had a really good game against us the first game. He's had a great season. We know how athletic and how skilled, how good Jarek Martin is. And then Landon Minton, I think, has been a huge key to their team. He had 18 against us, 17 or 18 against us the first game. And you look at differences from their team to last year. I think his play has been a huge difference, and he's been really a consistent threat. And they can do some things defensively to disrupt. And so we've got our hands full with those guys. And we, like you said, we go over there on Friday night. So we've had a busy stretch, and it's been we've kind of combination of trying to keep everybody healthy with some sickness and things, and then also keeping everybody fresh. So we've taken a little bit of time to rest. We took off Tuesday. We practiced today, and we'll get into some more stuff tomorrow. But you gotta keep those guys off the glass, and you got to try to keep them in front of you. That's always 2 big keys for us when we play those guys. So those 2 things will go a long way and determine the outcome Friday night.
Coach, no fault to Allen's because they won the 2A, so that game got rescheduled for a Monday night. So that's even tough for you and the staff to not only get your team ready for Glasgow, then you got a quick turnaround to get ready for Allen on that Monday night too as well.
Yeah, it is. And the thing about those is that when you're trying to reschedule games at this point, there's no great time, and it's just a matter of finding a date that works for everybody. And you're looking at 4 teams. With 2 girls teams, 2 boys teams, and you got to find something that works for everybody. And we don't want to play district games back to back. So, but Monday night, and we'll see what happens with the weather. So we may end up having to move it again, which is a possibility, very good possibility the way things look. But those are things that. When you've been doing this for a while, you just kind of get used to, because you guys were talking about the All-A and the 2A, and those things have just it's always kind of been, when we were in the district with Monroe, we ran into that a little bit with them sometimes, and that's just part of it, and you can get frustrated about it, and you get upset about it, or you can just deal with it. So it's just part. It's just kind of part of it, and you kind of get used to it. So you find a date to play, and then you show up and play. So it's all good. So it's good that those teams are having those success and being able to play on those stages. So, we just got to move some games around and play. So it's all good.
Coach, talk about kind of the day-to-day kind of struggles that it is to where you're balancing rescheduling games, but also trying to keep your players' health in mind and how you practice and when you practice and preparing your guys for the next game, but not wearing them out and having them in their best spot as the season goes along. Just talk about just kind of your thought process as far as keeping all those schedules in check, because I'm sure that's not easy as a coach.
No, you spend a lot of time thinking about that stuff, especially at this time of year, just because I guess as a younger coach, I would have probably, I probably think about rest and those type of things more now than I did 10 years ago, just because I know how important it is that they're fresh. And even though I've got 15 things I want to work on in practice today, that's probably not as important. But, just picking a few things that you really need to work on and getting in. I think the quality of practice time is much more important at this time of year than the quantity. We can come in and go for an hour and 15, but if we go hard and we're focused and we're, we got a good practice schedule and everybody's, is locked into it, then we can get a lot done in an hour and 15. We don't have to go an hour and 45. So I think that's the important part right now is whatever time that you spend, that you're focused and that your guys are focused
pre-owned vehicle?
and that you're locked in and ready to go.
With over
I didn't click nothing, Davis. I didn't touch nothing.
Holy cow, stuff is going on right back there. We got
I'll fix it. Keep going.
Faulty stuff.
The computer's haunted.
The computer is going nuts, or somebody's on the computer that's messing it up. That's probably what it is. Sort of remotely messing it up. So that's okay. For the players, you just played Glasgow, lost with overtime. What do you guys learn from that game to get you guys ready to go for Friday night to avenge that loss and to even the series out for the season?
Just having everybody ready to go by tip-off. I mean, we started against them last time, and it's a new feeling for a lot of our guys because outside of me and Gavin, there's really nobody else on our team that's played in a game like that with that many people or that much energy or just, I mean, you see everybody there and you just get a little nervous. So just getting everybody calm, ready to go by tip-off is going to be most important, and then just playing the whole game because over there it's loud. I mean, gym's not very big, and there's a lot of people, so you can't really hear anything. So just communicating with each other and being good teammates and helping each other out in tough moments is going to be most important.
I think that a focus is definitely one of the biggest things, especially for me. You know, I didn't get to play in one of these games. That was really the last time we played. It was really my first time, you know, being in that environment. And it's one of those things where you can't let the who you're playing get into your mind and stuff. You get nervous and stuff like that, but you got to treat it just like another game and to attack another win. And I think execution's a big thing, especially late in the game. You know, us holding the lead there with a few minutes left, you know, us missing some chippies around the basket. I think that's one of the biggest things that we need to work on. And I think going into it, we're definitely ready. We're focused coming into it.
Like Kate said, I'd say locked in from the tip because most of these people, like you said, ain't played in a game like this or at all. And it's very nerve-wracking to be out there. And it's in a very small gym, so it's loud.
I think we got to keep them in front of us for the most part. We got off to a rough start last time. They scored like 4 points in like 10 seconds, I think. And then at the end of the game, we were up 4 and we kind of sold. So, yeah.
You know, when you go into a hostile environment like that, there's nothing wrong being the bad guy. I mean, you want to go in there and rip their hearts out. I mean, Coach, is that kind of mentality you got to have? When, of course, it's a rivalry game. You know it's a small gym. It's going to be an electric atmosphere. I mean, you got to be the bad guy. You got to go in there and rip their hearts out right in front of them.
Well, you try to. I mean, I tell our guys all the time. I tell people this. I love road games.
Yeah, me too.
I love going on the road, and man, it's just kind of like you against everybody. That's how you feel. You know, you go over there, and their fans are behind us, and at the end of our bench, and I mean, it's fun. I mean, that's what makes these. You know, Joe was talking about the 14th district. Man, those guys there'll be a lot of energy and great atmospheres tomorrow night and Friday night with us. So I mean, that's what makes it fun, is going in there and I mean, we've had some good wins over there. We've had some tough losses, but go in there and compete and battle and see what can happen.
Guys, even with the 10-8 record right now, you guys are still very much in the hunt for the district. What's been the focus in practice here the last week or so to kind of get you guys back on track and get some wins here?
Well, I think all these guys really kind of touched on it, was just the execution part. You know, we just had some lapses, and whether it's 2 or 3 plays at a time or a couple plays here and a couple plays there, that we don't have a big margin for error. We have to do some things really well in terms of execution for the entire game, and I think we've done that at times, especially when you're playing good people that take advantage of the mistakes that you make. And so we've just got to kind of minimize some of those things a little bit, and that's really been the focus the last few days.
All right, so guys, what's going to take to get a win on Friday night at Glasgow?
I mean, Cam hit on one of the biggest things, keeping those guys in front, because last time we had, I mean, you can count multiple times where we get blown right by and they get a layup, and if they miss it, they get the offensive rebound and put it back in, and those plays are just killer because the way we were shooting layups was not that outcome. We'd miss it, and they'd get it, and they'd shoot a layup. So just eliminating the swings of us missing one and them just going down and getting a layup or getting a dunk would be most important, boxing out and rebounding, because, I mean, I don't know if I think they might have beat us on the glass last time we played them, so just trying to be more physical and grabbing those offensive rebounds and eliminating their second chance points.
I think the physicality and intensity that we need to bring will be one of the biggest things for us. You know, it's going to be, like you said, a small gym, packed crowd, everyone's yelling. You know, the hype of the game is going to get in there. But I think physicality is definitely one of the biggest things. You know, getting in there, getting the ball, diving on loose balls, fighting for rebounds. You know, no easy baskets. But I definitely think that we got some big guys. They got some athletic guys. I mean, it's definitely a matchup that equals out and levels out. But I think that ultimately our physicality and our intensity will push us over the edge in the end.
Had to sit down and guard. That's probably good to say. I would say, because we're not that good at sit down and guard, because most people just blow right past us and get to the rim.
Like I said, keeping them in front, and then I'd also say boxing out is one of the biggest, because I think they beat us on the offensive glass and the defensive glass last time. So yeah.
I thought Tyler was going to have something to say. This is one of those rare moments where he does it, which is kind of the surprise.
I've asked some questions. Now hold on. Now don't act like I've just been quiet as a church mouse on this show.
No, but I mean, I got one more question though. I got another question left to go. Coach, I know you don't want to hear this, but we're a month away from the postseason. Yeah. So now's the time you want to see the guys put everything, start coming together, and get ready for that postseason. Correct?
Absolutely, and I mean it's coming quickly, and especially after you get into the January grind. You play a lot of games, and man, January is brutal at times. And so, I mean, you got to start cleaning things up and fine tuning things, because, I mean, you get at this point in the year and you are who you are, and then you've got to like I said, fine tune some things and execute a little bit better, because you're going to get in those postseason games where it comes down to execution and end of quarters and end of game situations, and you got to get ready and get prepared for all those things.
And if I'm mistaken, the district tournament is at Glasgow, is it not?
It is. It sure is.
So here you go. You got to be the villains, guys. You got to be the villains. Go there and rip their hearts out, which will be perfect, right? Yeah. Win the district championship. Anything else for you, Joe? Anything else? Okay. Well, one more quick question for you, Coach. As far as region-wise, where do you see Barron County at right now, stacked up in this region?
Well, obviously, I think we would all say Warren Central is the best.
D93 and WKU's Hardin Planetarium bring the return.
We did not touch a thing.
Keep trying to cut me off.
Turn down the CME. Just turn it down. Turn down the CME. Somebody's in our system that shouldn't be doing this. But go ahead.
I mean, I think we'd all agree Warren Central is the best, and I think after that, I mean, you look at some teams South Warren, Greenwood, Clinton, Glasgow. I mean, there's a group of teams there that have won a lot of games and have won more of those. There's a large group of teams in the middle. I think that there's not a big difference that separate them. But those teams have won more of those than some of the rest of us have. But you just try to keep getting better and better to where you can get as closer and closer to the top as you can. But as always, our region is very competitive. I say this every year, but there's a large group of teams right there in the middle. Yeah. Probably 10, 12 teams that there's not. I don't think there's 10 points difference in.
Right.
And just that's why you see so many nights that when those teams all play. You may think, well, this team's probably going to win, but it'd be the other team, or it'd be a close game, or they play twice and they split. So I just think there's a lot of balance there, and that's why, to me, it's so important that we continue to execute better, because that can kind of separate you a little bit, especially as you get to the postseason.
All right, sounds great. All right, Coach Cunningham, the Trojans, thank you so much for joining us tonight in Sports Talk. Good luck Friday night at Glasgow, and like I said, be the villains. Go rip their hearts out, right?
All right. Thank you. Appreciate you guys for having us.
No problem. Thanks, Coach. Yes, as Coach Cunningham and the Barron County Trojans joining us here on Sports Talk, here on Talk 104, WKCT. All right, so Joe and the guys back there in the back, just scroll up to the computer, find a Greenwood Ford commercial, and hit play from there.
I got it.
All right, and when we come back, the Trojanettes will be joining us next here on Sports Talk, live here on Talk 104, now WKCT, presented by Greenwood Ford.
Further than Greenwood Ford Lincoln. With over 400 new and pre-owned vehicles, there's something for everyone. Greenwood Ford Lincoln is Kentucky's #1 certified Blue Oval Advantage dealership in the Memphis region. As a proud member of the Renshaw Automotive Group, we offer the best in selection and service around. Shop online anytime at greenwoodfordbowlinggreen.com or visit us at Greenwood Ford Lincoln in Bowling Green, your destination for quality vehicles.
D93 and WKU's Hardin Planetarium bring the return of Pink Floyd's 50 Years in a Heartbeat, celebrating the 50th anniversary of Dark Side of the Moon, showing Friday nights and most Saturday nights at Hardin Planetarium on the campus of Western Kentucky University. For more information and showtimes, check wku.edu/Hardin Planetarium. And keep listening to Bowling Green's Classic Rock D93 for your chance to win tickets. Pink Floyd's 50 Years in a Heartbeat, back at Hardin Planetarium.
Chevrolet is America's fastest growing full-line brand of vehicles. Save big on your next Chevy at the area's fastest growing dealership, Campbell Chevrolet in Bowling Green, providing the fastest and most trouble-free buying experience with their no haggle, no hassle pricing. You'll also find a great selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. Plus, Campbell will give you top dollar for your trade-in, whether you buy from them or not. Stop in, call, or visit CampbellChevrolet.com. Make it easy. Make it Campbell.
I think it's going to be on TV.
Where am I waiting?
And you guys are tuned in to Sports Talk on Talk 104 and WKCT and all the other stuff that Brian Davis usually says, but I'm going to go ahead and bring it in because he's getting everybody acclimated. The Trojanettes of Barron County in the house.
Yeah, Coach bought the squad.
Yeah.
It seems like every week. It seems like every week, whether it's Allen, then it was Franklin, then it was Logan. Now Barron County, they're bringing the squad. The squad's all here. But we got them all here. They're all on the camera. So we're good to go. We're on Facebook Live too as well, on Talk 104, now we give KCT. So there we go. Coach Lindsay's here. Good evening, Coach.
Hey, thanks for having us.
All right. You bought the squad. Who you bring with you tonight?
We brought Ann Ashley Atkinson and Addison McFall and Hannah Bragg and Riley Wilson and Shelby Bird, Mahala Burton, and Addie Slagle. You told me I could bring as many as I wanted. I tried to bring all 15.
That's fine.
But I settled with this crew.
You got two others back there too as well. Who else are those
I
back there
do.
too as well?
I've got Coach Brent Spillman and Coach Billy Michael Dyer with us as well.
So they're taking pictures of us while we're on the air, right? All right. Well, Coach, just talk about the season so far. Barron County's happening.
I think we're off to a really, really great start. Of course, I say start, but we're over halfway through with our season. I like where we are right now. I feel like we played really well in spurts, but I do feel like we can still get better. So essentially, I like where we are right now.
Coach, talk about the streak that you guys have been on. I mean, you guys have had really good performances, and then last night you guys edged one out against Campbellsville. So kind of talk to us, a little bit about how you guys have been able to stack up wins and what it took last night to beat a really good Campbellsville team.
I just think we just have to continue to stay who we are and do what we do well. We've always kind of thrived on the defensive end. And this year we've kind of focused more, not just with defense, but offensively and just trying to get better offensively. I thought our game against Campbellsville was really, really good. Of course, we did have quite a bit of a lead and then kind of let them battle back. But it was a good win for us as far as for it to be close and for us to pull it out. But again, I think we just have to continue to focus on us defensively and continue to just do the little things.
Let's hear from the players. How you like your season so far and how's it going?
I really love it. It's been a lot of fun playing with these girls. We're a family off the court. We always hang out, play games, and we just have fun, and that's most important. So
we're gonna have to call them out. All right, come on, Shelby Bird, your turn.
Yeah, come on.
All right, Shelby Bird, you go.
I think this has been a pretty successful season, but there's always room for growth, and we still have plenty of games left, and throughout those games, they will improve.
There you go.
Good answer.
All right, Aunt Ashley, your turn. What do you think?
I've had really fun this season. I think we have really good team chemistry on and off the court, and I think that makes it really fun to play with these girls, and I'm looking forward to see where this season takes us.
Yeah, this year's just been a lot of fun on the court, off the court. We've all got to grow closer together and just have really cool experiences. So I'm excited to see what the rest of the season holds.
Anybody else?
I've definitely enjoyed playing with this team. I feel like this is one of the best teams that we've had over the years, very close. And I just feel like we have come a long way. And, we are like very deep on the bench, and so I feel like this year everybody's involved. Everybody has a job at hand, and I feel like we've all put a lot of work in and do our job.
This season, it's been great. Our team chemistry is, I would say, out of the roof. I don't think anybody else can compare, and I just can't wait to see how much more we can improve throughout the rest of this season.
Yeah,
Yeah, just kind of what everybody else has said. Just love this team. Love these guys. They're my family. Can't wait to see kind of where we go from here.
Yeah, Coach, talk about the game against Campbellsville. Addison McFall, big moment, gets the foul and goes to the line and, knocks down 1 or 2 free throws. That's obviously, as a coach, you got to be proud of her for the way, that she was able to step up to the free throw line and was able to sink the free throw that proved to be the game winner.
Yeah, that game was a grind, and there towards the end, like you said, she got fouled with, 1 point so many seconds left, and she went up to the line, and like you said, she went 1 of 2. But the second one, you have to understand that even though she missed it, we had Aunt Ashley come out of nowhere and get the offensive board, and that sealed the game. So essentially, it was a team effort right there, and definitely proud of Addison for hitting the free throw to take us ahead.
Yeah, for the two of you, Addison and Aunt Ashley, talk about that sequence at the foul line, because Coach mentioned it that Addison, you missed the free throw, but Aunt Ashley, you had her back, and able to get the rebound. But from the two of you, how important is it for you, for one, Addison, for you to hit that big free throw, and for you, Aunt Ashley, to get that offensive rebound, seal the deal for the Trojanettes?
Yeah, well, I was a little worried walking up there. Free throws definitely aren't just the strongest thing ever. So I was really relieved to hit the first one. And then when the second one came off and I saw Aunt Ashley get the rebound, it was just perfect. So really glad about that. But
well, obviously, I have a lot of confidence in Addison's capabilities, and so I knew that she was more than capable of making those shots. She made the first one, didn't make the second, but I was there to get it, so that's all that matters.
So, it's for everybody, coach and players as well, too. Barron County is the target. Seems like every year. The bullseye is on you guys every single year. But I think you all embrace that. Do you not?
Yeah, I think we do. I think that's kind of has made us who we are, and we've kind of somewhat gotten used to the fact. But we realize that it doesn't really matter about everybody else. We kind of tend to focus on us, and like I said, who we are, and that's kind of our mindset day in and day out.
Players, do y'all mind being the bullseye, the center of everybody's attention?
I mean, it's pretty cool, I guess, but, it's not about what other people think of us. We just are who we are, and, we don't care about the outside. We just care about the Trojanettes and just getting the dub.
I personally like it because that means as a team, we got to show up night in and night out and just put all 4 quarters together. And whatever people say on the outside doesn't matter. Just as Mahala said, as long as we do what we do, we will be good.
Coach, talk about the combination of experience and youth on this team. You've got a lot of seniors, but some big contributor. Shelby's a junior. You've got Mahala and Addie there that are sophomores. So just talk about that balance of youth and experience that has seemed to really come together pretty well this season.
Yeah, I would say that we are very well-rounded, and like you said, we've got a good balance of kind of both experience and then kids that, heck, we've been playing for a month and a half, so they've gained the experience since then. But not just that, but I feel like we've just got such a well-rounded team as far as really good guards, but then really big bigs and really good bigs, and kids that, of course, I think Riley hit on it earlier, is just as far as kids, or maybe it was Hannah, that know their roles and they do that well, whether it's making big-time shots or whether it's locking down defensively or whether it's being big in the paint or being physical or getting our rebounds. I think it's just we've got a great dynamic, and I think one of them mentioned about our depth. We really do got a lot of depth. We've got some kids, obviously, that aren't here with us, and at times we could probably go 9, 10 deep if we wanted to and not really drop off a lot. So I think it's just a really great just team. It's not just one player. It's not just 3 or 4 players. It's all of them combined that's gonna make us that makes us so well.
Players, how does Coach stay so calm on the sideline? I mean, you never see her get fired.
Does she stay calm on the sideline?
Okay, I've seen 3 games. I've not seen, stomping around, fist pumping like that. She just stays calm, cool, and measured. And how's that so? Why did she? Can y'all explain?
What were the 3 games? What 3 games were there?
Oh, well, let's see. There was the Todd County game doesn't really count. I mean, that game was handled in the first quarter. That don't really count. So, but there was a couple of games in the South Warren tournament I saw. But Coach was pretty calm, measured, so forth like that. How did she stay so calm?
Well, I mean, she's Coach Lindsay. She's a experienced, awesome coach, and she knows what she's doing. So, and she trusts us. So,
I feel like also a lot of the times, like whenever coaches do get so worked up, it kind of makes the players, I guess, more down on themselves. So I feel like she honestly knows us and knows our personalities, so she knows how to get on to us and push us to get better. So I feel like yelling is not really how our team responds in a way. So I feel like she does a good job about recognizing that.
Okay. Well, let me follow with this then. I bet in film session she's fiery, isn't she? Now nobody's saying a word now.
Davis, you're going to get them some extra conditioning.
You just wait about this. Now, we did have a film session just the other day, and I kind of just let my assistant run that and let him get fiery a little with them right there. But they're just such a sweet, kind girls right here. I don't think that tomorrow they just are hoping for just an easy little practice. But no, it's hard to get upset at them. Honestly, I know that they come out and they're doing their best and they work hard. And regardless, they give 110%. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to be upset on the sidelines unless I'm upset at official usually.
Okay.
Players, kind of talking about, fiery and all this stuff. Did y'all have remembered a time throughout your course of time where you've seen Coach Lindsay the most upset she's ever been? Okay, all right.
I guess not. I guess not then.
All right. Calm, cool, collected.
They did think that I was going to get a technical the other night at Campbellsville. Y'all remember that? They thought that the official had to say, Coach, no, that's enough, so that's probably the most I've ever gotten.
Fair enough.
But, sometimes if you get a technical, though, that fires your team up, though.
Maybe to some extent. Let's see, I can count on my one hand how many technicals I've gotten. So I guess I know how to push the limit.
Well, you got district, I believe, still on Friday night, even though they're calling for all this weather and stuff like and so forth like that. So you got Glasgow on Friday, and then quick turnaround with Allen on Monday because of the 2A deal. They had to reschedule to Monday. So that's a quick turnaround, Coach, for back-to-back district games.
It is, and again, we kind of just focus on one day at a time, one game at a time, and so obviously right now our mindset is our crosstown rival, and we'll be ready to go. I know that's a tough place to play. Of course, we have a lot of experience playing over there, and again, we'll just kind of focus on them, and we obviously know we've got to stop a couple of their good shooters and a couple of their quick active players, inside, and so we kind of focus on them first. And like you said, as far as Monday goes, we want to be the 1 seed going into district play. You want to be 6-0. That means you're the best team. So again, just kind of going day by day. And obviously we know what kind of team Allen County has. Just going all the way as far as they did in the 2A state championship. I mean, kudos to them. I know they're solid. But again, it's one game at a time.
Coach, take us through kind of how you see the 4th region right now. I think a lot of people have kind of been saying this is one of the more open seasons that we've seen. You can make the case for a lot of different teams making run. Obviously, you guys are a front runner, but you've got, ACS is coming along really well. Bowling Green's always in the picture. That 16th district is super competitive. Just talk about kind of how you're seeing the region at this point in the season.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with you. I think it is wide open. Of course, we're getting ready to go through a spurt where we play a lot of the top teams in our region, so that's going to really see where we stand, I think, at a really good time. We've got Cumberland County coming up. I think they're a top team in the region. I think Metcalfe County is a top team in the region. You mentioned Franklin Simpson and Bowling Green, those teams, Monroe County even. I mean, I think that, it's honestly a toss-up, but, I do think that it's interesting that we're very similar to those teams. Metcalfe has a lot of guard play. I think Cumberland has a lot of guard play, so I feel like we match up well with a lot of those teams. But regardless, I do think it is somewhat open. but we're excited to see how it plays out.
Yeah, for the players, kind of talk about, with obviously the stretch you all have coming up, how important is it for y'all to, stay focused? Because like Coach mentioned, these are some really good teams, especially in this region for y'all, that y'all are going to be playing soon. So how important is it for y'all, just to keep a really good mindset going into that stretch?
I think these games right here they do really matter, because I think they're the games that are going to prepare us for, the bigger games ahead that we intend to, get in there and play. So I feel like kind of as we have made our season where our tougher games are more towards the end, other teams are going to be at their best, and we are working to be at our best. And so I feel like us playing against each other whenever we're right there towards the end is really going to just help us play those tougher games whenever we hopefully get to region.
I think it's super important, and I think just kind of as we're getting to this time, it's really important just to not count anybody out. We're going to get everybody's best game, kind of like we talked about earlier, but just, again, taking it a day at a time, just kind of resting our bodies and being locked in for every game that we play.
Anybody else? Okay. All right. So, Coach, when you do your schedule, I'm guessing when you make your out of the district schedule, you're facing teams that you feel like that you could possibly see again in the postseason. That's why you're playing the Cumberland counties, the Metcalfe counties, the Franklins, Monroe, Russell, whole 9 yards like that and so forth. Am I right?
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah, we kind of are on somewhat of a contract where you got to play them every couple years or whatever. But we typically do a lot of girl-boy games, and we kind of create the schedule together. But yeah, I would say we try to play a lot of our region opponents just because we will likely, obviously, see them in the region, the regional tournament. But then I feel like we try to sprinkle in some games here and there. Like, for instance, the Clarksville Christian team from Tennessee. I thought that was a really, really good game for us, just a competitive game outside of the region. So, again, just kind of a good balance. We try to, play some really good teams out of the fifth region, out of the third region. I mean, at E-Town was solid. Right out of the gate, I thought Greene County. I mean, it's more of just a variety. But I do agree with you as far as playing our region opponents. We do try to play them as much as we can because we will see them again.
And that variety is something is good because you don't want the girls to be, in the postseason and see something they've not seen.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And we do a lot of film as far as they were able to watch that to see what they do. But again, I think it's good to have just a variety of different styles and different ways that teams play, because that's the only way that's going to make you better.
Well, players, we're kind of reaching that last month of the regular season. It's kind of that point where you're starting to fine-tune some things and get to be the team that you're wanting to be when you reach the postseason. What are the things that you're focusing on in practice that you think is going to get your squad to where you want to be come the end of February?
Defense, we're Trojan Nets are known for defense and rebounding as well. Defense wins games and rebounds wins championships, and that's our goal for this season. So we got to rebound.
I feel like at this point in the season, we're really just focusing on the little things, like small little, I guess you would almost say nitpicky things, but honestly, it's a standard that we hold ourselves to. So, I mean, just the other day in practice, we were going over film, and Spillman was kind of running that, as Coach said earlier. And, I mean, he was just pointing out, I guess, like what most people would see is like small stuff, like we may have opened up just a little bit too soon on defense, and, that let the defender get by. Or we may have just been like a split second too late on boxing out or finding our man. Little things like that. We have to fine tune that stuff because in the end, it's going to matter.
I think they had their own conversation back there, I'm guessing. Well, let me ask the players this. You got Glasgow on Friday night. So what's going to take to beat Glasgow on Friday night?
We're definitely just going to have to bring the energy, which honestly, I think it's kind of cool playing in that gym. It's smaller and it makes it feel more crowded, I guess, for a girls' basketball game. So we should definitely have the motivation. So if we can just bring the energy, hopefully we'll be able to execute and do well.
I would say the same thing as what she said, just exceed their energy and just do the little things right. And if we do the little things, it will show and help us win the game.
We've played Glasgow basically our whole lives. You know, it's always a fun competition, always fun to play them. You know, it's competitive. You know, we always just have fun, and hopefully we can go in there and just, like they both said, just have the energy and want to win and start from tip-off.
Isn't it fun to be the bad guys, and you walk in there you know it's a road game, and of course it's your district rival, and you get to walk in that gym and you got to rip those ropes out. Is it not fun? It's not fun or what?
It's a lot of fun.
It is. So obviously you're definitely fired up for Friday night. Wait a minute. You gonna add to that? Go ahead. Add to it.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. But wait, what was the question? I'm sorry. As far as Glasgow,
it's fun. It's fun being the bad guy.
Yeah,
just walking in there. Right.
But again, I think too, we just have to stay humble and kind of like we also don't want to go in and obviously we want to win, but that's just kind of our goal is to win every game. But yeah.
But also being your crosstown rival, it makes it even more sweeter, right?
I mean, what's the conversations like with people from Glasgow? Like, is there interaction? This microphone just keeps dropping on me.
You got to hold it, man. You got to hold it.
So, I mean, I know, here in Bowling Green, when it's that week where you're taking on your crosstown rival, whatever, there's a lot of chatter back and forth. Is that the same up there between Barron and Glasgow as well? What's that like for you all?
I would say it just sort of depends. Talk is everybody's going to talk. I would say it just really just depends. You know what I mean?
Me personally, I haven't heard a lot of smack talk from anybody. But I think with a game like this, I think it's important that we just kind of don't listen to what other people say and just show up and play our ball.
Okay. Just get the win and go click, right? Is that what it's going to do? Is that it? Yeah, I see it. I saw that. All right, let's take a real quick commercial break. Joe, we got one more commercial left to play, and we come back. We'll close out the show with the Trojanettes right here on Sports Talk, live on Talk 104, 930 KCT, presented by Greenwood Ford.
For a new or pre-owned vehicle? Look no further than Greenwood Ford Lincoln. With over 400 new and pre-owned vehicles, there's something for everyone. Greenwood Ford Lincoln is Kentucky's #1 certified Blue Oval Advantage dealership in the Memphis region. As a proud member of the Renshaw Automotive Group, we offer the best in selection and service around. Shop online anytime at greenwoodfordbowlinggreen.com or visit us at Greenwood Ford Lincoln in Bowling Green, your destination for quality vehicles.
Welcome on back to Talk 104 WKCT. This is Sports Talk. I'm Tyler Fernandez doing the intro this time alongside Brian Davis and Joe Brunk. We got head coach Piper Lindsay and the Barron County Trojanettes in here with us talking some 4th region balls. They got 2 district games coming up between Glasgow and Allen County, Scottsville.
Glasgow and Barron County. That's right.
That's the games that have coming up next, Brian.
Well, that's coming next. But
weird, but yeah, that's
remember,
what he got there eventually.
One game at a time. Which is Friday night. They got to go cut some throats out at Glasgow High School on Friday night. So real quick, because we got a few minutes left to go on the show. You know you're playing for a legend, right? You know that, right?
No.
Yeah, because when she played, I mean, she was a player. She could score. So does she still have game today, still, ladies, or what?
For sure.
I mean, she can outshoot y'all?
No, I can't do that. Not these girls.
Can't?
Not these girls. Golly, these are lights out.
Yeah, but you was too, though, when you played. You was too.
I was more the defensive specialist. Remember Patricia Barlow? She was the offensive threat.
But you were still, when they needed to score, though, you got some buckets, though.
I guess tomorrow we could do some one-on-ones. It's honestly,
Good. Okay, maybe some one-on-one tomorrow.
Yeah,
y'all want to come?
Bring your crew? We can come up there tomorrow. It'd be no problem. What 4:00? Is that right? 4:00? Yeah. Okay, we can do that. We can bring the crew and do it live on our Facebook page. So there
Davis
we go.
can go up there. Some of us have.
Oh, that's right. That's right. We got some rescheduling tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's right. Which might as well. since you already talked about that already, go ahead and talk about the rescheduling tomorrow of some games because of the weather.
14th District, we've moved our games up, not playing on Friday. We are playing tomorrow night. So Bowling Green, Warren Central, South Warren, and Greenwood. We're bringing you both of those games, boys and girls, from both those spots tomorrow night. So we'll start around 5:40, tip off at 6. And, of course, you can catch that on our website, stfanclub.com, and on our Sporting Times app, which you can get on your Roku device or the Amazon Fire Stick.
I don't know what I'm doing Friday night yet. No one's made a decision on what's going on for the 13th, so I don't know where I'm going to be at Friday night. Who knows? They're dragging their feet about this.
In your house. Staying warm.
No, they'll probably end up playing more likely. So
yeah,
you're looking at.
It's like most of the weather I think is coming Saturday, so I think Friday's going to be okay. But abundance of caution is not a bad thing to have.
That is true. That is true as well too.
We'll roll with it.
One more quick final question before we get out of here because we got the after party coming up next. Coach, we are 1 month away from the postseason, so you got about 45 seconds to fill this in real quick. What are you going to see from the girls getting ready for that postseason?
Well, just we got to, like I said, keep working day by day. I liked how Hannah Bragg mentioned, I mean, we had our film session just the other day, and I know people probably might think, well, heck, they're winning by 15, 20, and, maybe they're nitpicking, but it'll pay off in the long run. And I do really believe that, we can't sweep little things under the rug, that the little things make a big difference. They make the big things happen. And so, again, that's kind of what we're focusing on. We are, getting specific. We're dialing it in. Like you said, we've got about a month left, and then it'll be it, and then it's for sure do or die. And so that's our mindset. We do what we do, and we focus on us, and we hope to get better one day at a time, playing our best at the end of February.
All right, outstanding. All right, Coach, players, thanks for joining us tonight here on Sports Talk. Great to have y'all here.
This was so fun.
Hopefully we can have y'all back again here before sometime by the end of the season, too, and y'all can talk some more about your season. It'd be great. So y'all like that, right? Yeah?
They loved it.
Were you nervous?
No.
Anybody want to say anything real quick before we get out of here? No?
Thank you. Thanks for having
All right,
us.
no problem. No problem. All right, stay tuned next. After Party with the Scotties. That's next. For Joe Brunk, Tyler Fernandez, Coach Lindsay, and the Trojanettes, and assistant coaches too as well. I'm Brian Davis. Get off this feed and then join us about 5 minutes on our Facebook Live page, and then we'll be joining for the After Party next. This is Sports Talk Live on Talk 104. Now they're KCT, presented by Greenwood Ford.
With President Trump. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte says the threat of Russia and China is real as President Trump pushes for a security deal with Greenland. He tells Fox's Brett Baer.
This is our 7 allies, including the United States, working on that, implementing that part of what the president has been pushing for.
Rutte says the issue of whether Greenland would remain as a territory of Denmark did not come up. Earlier today, President Trump stepped back on his plan to impose tariffs on several European nations over the Greenland issue, announcing a framework deal had been reached. A meeting set for tomorrow between U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, Jared Kushner, and Russian officials as they try to work out a peace deal between Russia and Ukraine. The two already met with top Ukrainian officials in Switzerland. A federal appeals court puts a pause on a lower court order that restrained immigration agents' use of force against protesters in Minnesota.
The 8th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals pausing a federal judge's ruling that favored anti-ICE protesters who sued the Trump administration. The order restricted ICE agents from deploying certain use of force tactics, including pepper spraying and arresting peaceful protesters. During Operation Metro Surge, the Justice Department sought an emergency appeal, though the Department of Homeland Security has also said that the federal judge's pause on use of force changes nothing, since ICE agents do not arrest or pepper spray peaceful protesters.
Fox's Jeff Manasso, the former superintendent of Des Moines, Iowa's public schools, is expected to plead guilty tomorrow in federal court to charges he falsely claimed to be a U.S. citizen and illegally possessed firearms. Ian Roberts worked as a school administrator for 2 decades.